Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. Very interesting. This federal judge has a blog. It's called Hercules and the Empire, and the role of the federal trial judge. And on his blog on March 25th, 2 days ago, he posted this article. It's titled On Being a Dirty Old Man and How Young Women Lawyers Dress. And it has provoked, basically a firestorm of commentary. He's reacting to a piece that Amanda Hess wrote titled Female Lawyers Who Dress Too Sexy Are Apparently a Huge Problem in the Courtroom. This was on Slate on March 21st. And he talks about, in a recent case, in fact, I'm reading from his blog, in a recent case involving this fine young lawyer, every female law, he's talking about a young woman who was, she writes well, she's brilliant, she speaks well, blah, but she wears short skirts and shows lots of her ample chest. And he says, I really appreciate the last two attributes. He's exaggerating or stating his role as a dirty old man, I guess. But then he gets to the end. He says, you can't win. Men are both pigs and prudes. Get over it. Number two, it's not about you. That goes double when you're appearing in front of a jury. And number three, think about the female law clerks. If they are likely to label you like Jane Curtin, an ignorant S word behind your back, tone it down. It seems to me that there's a larger issue here, and that is that we're not having a conversation about men wearing codpieces into the courtroom or getting pumped up on steroids and then showing up in court in a T-shirt to flex their biceps. What kind of societal expectations that women grow up with and are facing every single day in not just the world but the workplace are producing the behavior that's producing the backlash that's not this, neither of which are happening to men. Amber Barno is with us, a conservative writer and commentator, regular guest over at Fox News. Her website, amberbarno, BARNO.com. And Amber, welcome to the program.
Hi, Tom. Thank you. It's great to be here.
So what are your thoughts on this judge and this comment?
Well, first of all, I think that this judge can say whatever he wants to. Just the same way this female lawyer can wear whatever she wants to. You're responsible for your own actions, for your own words, and the consequences that go along with them. She may or may not have experienced some sort of negative responses from the way that she dressed, but I personally think that this is strictly a professional issue. Some people may consider it unprofessional for a federal judge to blog about being a dirty old man and calling some of his colleagues ignorant sluts.
Right. Well, there are a lot of people asserting that, but yeah, exactly. To put the shoe on the other foot, to mangle a metaphor, if a man were to show up as an attorney in a courtroom, wearing short shorts, wearing Lieutenant Dangle shorts, wouldn't that provoke a response? And isn't an issue worthy of discussion here that never happens, that men don't do that, and why is it that there are some women who feel the pressure or the need to do something similar to that, and men don't feel that pressure?
Well, I think, yes, if a man showed up to represent his clients in court in flip-flops and shorts, just as I mentioned, he would be viewed as completely unprofessional, and it might affect him with future jobs. But
we can agree on that point, and frankly, I suspect that we're agreeing on most of this stuff. But I'm just wondering why a woman, if a man would not basically assert his sexuality in court, his good looks, why would a woman feel the need to, on the one hand, and on the apparently this has reached the point where you've got a federal judge saying, "Hey, dial it back. You're hurting yourself." what has happened in our...
on the person, what they grew up with, what was acceptable. Just like the judge said in his blog, his daughter walked down the stairs one time when they were going out, and he was shocked and was like, go put on some clothes or a sweater or whatever to cover yourself up.
It's because they were going to a Catholic church.
This lady didn't have that, and she grew up thinking that, certain clothing is acceptable when it's not. I don't think that it's strictly, all females are like this and think that it's okay to flaunt their sexuality more than men. I think it just depends on the person.
Well, I don't disagree. I'm trying to figure out if there's an issue here beyond a judge being, actually thinking that he's offering good advice. Let me share some wisdom from my experience to, a female attorney, and maybe it is even good advice. In fact, it appears it probably is very good advice. But he's doing it in a way that's has been certified as politically incorrect by the people who certify political correctness. So in that regard, it's kind of a tempest in a teapot. But the bigger picture issue that it raises for me is why is it necessary? What is the societal issue that's provoking this as a question? And I realize that there are people like Pat Buchanan who would say, I don't want to put words in Pat's mouth, but Pat and I have talked enough times over the years. But let's say of the old school male conservative persuasion, who would say this is because women were allowed in the workplace and they never should have been there in the first place, and that kind of thing. I mean, that's which is not what this judge was saying, but that's how extreme I think some of the response to this is going to get.
Yeah, I think you're right. I agree with you. I think a lot of what this judge wrote and blogged about is going to be taken a bit out of context and sort of skewed in a way that makes it look like, he's against women in the courtroom or whatever, which I actually, the way I read it, he was sort of concerned for his colleague who was dressing inappropriately, and he basically thought that it was going to have negative repercussions for her career, whether it just be the people that she works with or...
No, that's how I read it too.
Seriously, but he was giving her advice, and yes, I think some people need to get some thicker skin. Yeah,
that's how I read it too, and maybe I'm looking for an issue that isn't here, but it just we have a little less than a minute, Amber. Do you think that women feel a pressure to be sexualized in the workplace that men don't feel?
I don't think so. I think that appearances matter, especially when it comes to the workplace. It's all about what's appropriate. When I go to the beach, I wear a bathing suit. When I go to work and I want to be taken seriously as a professional and expert in my field, I dress accordingly.
Right, but you don't think that there are some women who feel that they need to dress in a way that's sexy?
No, I don't.
Then why do they do it?
Well, I don't think it's a whole. Like, I don't think women in general dress.
So you think they're just outliers, that the exception that proves the rule?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some women that do and some women that don't. Some care about their appearance, some don't.
Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering why it's not happening with men. Anyhow, Amber Barno, it's nice talking with you today. Thanks for dropping by.
It was great talking with you, too. Thanks so much.
You can read Amber's writings over at AMBERBARNO, amberbarno.com. We'll be right back.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
So now have I gone totally politically incorrect? I don't know. I think it's an interesting issue, though.